Yes, everyone, welcome back. Apologies for the delay, but I'm here now, and let's react to the group stage of this year's Champions League draw. Uh, Apologies, I don't know what the hell happened here. Give me one sec. We know the final team is currently Paris Saint-Germain. Okay, what you guys saying right now? Adam, yes, Adam, how you doing, man? Without the mask, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Simba? Hope you guys are well. Now, of course, we know that we are currently in the second pot, as you guys can see here. So already we've got an understanding behind how things are looking right now. How are you guys feeling potentially about the group that you want us to be in? Let us all know below. Yes, Psyche, how you doing, man? Great to see all you guys here. Like I said, apologies for the impromptu stream. I have my news early video ready, but I decided to delay things obviously after the draw, at least make life a bit easier. So you guys, make sure you guys stay tuned for today's news. So should come out straight after this. Like so far, we're looking at some of the clubs currently. I mean, ideally, Group D. I wouldn't mind finding myself in Group D with Frankfurt to keep things real with you. Even Ajax, it does feel like in this year's Champions League, we'd be playing up against a lot of former players basically by the time this window ends. So it's looking interesting. So who's the first club to be drawn from pot two? Yaya Toure. why is he why is he smiling for? Come on, Yaya. Something goods. RB Leipzig. Yes, Daniel, how you doing, man? Without the mask, our play style suits CL football, so not too worried. Yeah, I feel like we're a cup team essentially. So like when we're playing against knockout round games, that's when we tend to shine a bit more. You know. Okay, who's the next one? Group F. Madrid and Leipzig so far in Group F. Doesn't look too bad. Leipzig have some decent attacking players. Timo Werner, we know what he did in the Bernabeu last season. So he'll feel particularly confident when he plays against them again. Anyway, Yaya, I know that your juju still applied on Pep and Man City. Ended up helping us in the end, to be fair. Juve. Okay, so either Man City or Paris Saint-Germain. What are you guys saying right here? I want Barca in the knockouts. I think Barca would be a very interesting tie, for sure. I feel like with how this window has been going as well, it does feel like we would be kind of destined to be playing against them. Anyway, I had a feeling Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain. So that should be... It's not looking too bad in terms of clubs facing each other. But let's see what Yaya's saying right now. I feel like Ajax, I'm hoping we're in the Ajax's group because I wouldn't mind going to Amsterdam to keep things real with you. Come on, Yaya, take your time, man. Tottenham. We will be in Group D. Okay, okay, that's a decent prediction. We'll find out. ADD, Camden Town Blues in here. Big up Camden Town Blues. Ben Price, Ben De Jong, if available this summer, or wait for Rice. I mean, I think a DM kind of like elevates a lot of these box to box mids we have. We gotta know we have a ton of box to box mids that aren't able to play box to box currently. So it's not perfectly ideal. Could do 3-5-2. I guess we'll find out. Time will tell. Anyway, Group D doesn't seem like that's gonna be the case anymore, man. So Frankfurt, Spurs seem like the favourites currently. Like if you're a Tottenham fan, you're probably happy with a group like that. Oh come on, I want to be with Ajax because I want to go to Amsterdam, man. Come on, yeah. Yep, Liverpool next. Okay, I think Chelsea will be with AC Milan. That could be quite a nice draw as well too. Be nice to see Tamori again and Giroud. Liverpool normally, I swear, Liverpool normally tend to get like decent group stage draws. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get a bit of luck again going into the new campaign. But anyway, what group are they in? Come on. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew they'd get them. That's annoying, man. That's annoying. I knew they'd get them. Okay, Cover is back. Yep, that's a very big news for us currently. That pivot's definitely strengthened now. Jackson Davis, Rice joining next year will unlock the back four. You'd think so, you know, in terms of like proper top class DMs currently. It's him and a few man, to be fair. Sevilla. I bet Man City gets Sevilla. Wouldn't be surprised. Are we put three now? We're put let me put the puts up here. So they're the puts currently, you guys, so you guys can understand what's happening. So we're in put two right now. Maybe Porto could be quite sexy. Okay. No, you guys, you see on screen, put two. How's the Aubameyang deal going? Well, there is going to be a news video out after this draw. Now, originally I had it planned for before, but I thought it makes sense to just like buy my time a little bit and get ready. So apologies for the delay. I guess I was trying to gas it with the stream today and it just wasn't working. So I had to go back to basics and yeah, I missed like 20 minutes, which is quite annoying. Anyway, FC Barca. I wouldn't mind seeing them versus Bayern. That would be quite fun. Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. There always tends to be goals anytime these two teams play against each other. And I think like they'd be at the perfect test for each other, to be fair. I knew it. Of course, Barca and Bayern, it had to be. Had to be. That leaves us with either Porto or Milan. So, you guys, it seems like you should start preparing for your holidays. Could be quite a nice away tie for sure. Portugal or Italy. Ooh. That must be us right now. That must be, yeah. Come on. Let's go Porto or Milan. Like Porto would be like nice for the sentimental vibes. Even Milan, I like the tie versus Milan too, especially for taking Rafael out potentially. But I feel like now Milan have no reason now to try and sell him to us now if we're facing against each other. So come on, Porto. I want Porto. That's Porto? I swear that's Porto. I swear that's Porto. I can see. That's Porto. No, I got that. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I completely lost, you know. Okay, calm. So we've got Milan in the group stage. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my stream then. It kind of just cut off. So yeah, we've got Milan. Should be quite decent. This damn flipping thing. What's wrong with this? Okay, so how you guys feeling about that then? We get ready for Port 3 currently. Yeah, we got Milan now. So Milan, okay. That should be quite an interesting one. Tomori, Giroud. I mean, you're expecting us to beat AC Milan. I'm sorry. Like, you're still expecting us to beat them, even though they won the Scudetto last season. But should be a bit of a tasty tie now. So it should be very interesting. Yeah, Tomori showdown. You'd imagine that him and guys like Giroud are going to be even more motivated now to play against us. Like I wonder if we sell any more players to Milan. I know that they're currently looking at Trevor Chalobah as well too, plus a few other guys. Maybe Akim Ziyech, who knows? Seems like he's getting priced up from move to Ajax currently, so should be interesting. And okay, cool. I've got my stream perfect right now because I don't know what happened before. But yeah, I feel quite confident with AC Milan. I think that's quite a decent one, to be honest with you. Leao watch live. I mean, hopefully we're taking Leao for Milan before the window ends. It'd be a massive ask, of course, though. But if it was to happen, yo, that would be pretty special, to be fair. So in Port 3, as we can see, I wouldn't mind Salzburg, potentially. That could be nice. I wonder if we got Bayer Leverkusen, though. Potentially playing against Hudson Odoi as well, too. That would be something. Milan could be tricky though. Counter-attacking teams don't suit us. I mean, maybe, but I feel like we got good intensity, and I think like in Champions League games, we kind of really step up a lot more. I feel like it kind of suits our game style a lot more too. So let's see. Anyway, Napoli are the first on Port 3. They're having a very good start to the season in Serie A. Osimhen, that new Cavia Dici guy they signed as well too. That Georgian winger's doing quite well. Nice replacement for Insigne. Can he play? Yeah, in the Champions League, yeah, he can play against us. So anyone that's loaned out playing in the Champions League can play against us. So makes things even more interesting. Okay, so Napoli with Liverpool and Ajax. Oh, that's looking like a pretty tasty group so far, to be fair. I mean, Liverpool's form's been a bit iffy so far this season, so they got no right to be winning anything. They have to still play well and get past this bad form they're currently in. Who's our group so far? Orlando, our group is with AC Milan. Let me see if I can find something here on the, like a visual image or something to put on here. But anyway, we're in Group E currently with AC Milan. Cool. Bear with me, you guys. Let me do this to make everyone's life a bit easier. So that's it so far currently. AC Milan and us in Group E. So Salzburg, my prediction came through then. Not too bad. Austria. I know Lawrence is going to be a very happy guy. Shout out to Lawrence, but I know he's going to be very happy to know that we're playing a game in his home country. Austria seems like a very beautiful place to go to. I'm hoping maybe this season I can be a bit international. Back in the day, you guys, I've been to quite a few Champions League games in my lifetime. I've been to the final, of course, in Munich. I've been to the away game in Monaco years back in the 03 or 04 season when we lost 3-0 to them, or 3-1 to them in the first leg. I've been to Bayern Munich a few times as well too when we played games first there. So I've been quite fortunate, to be honest. So I'm kind of hoping to bring back some of those vibes again. Hopefully this season you might catch me out there in games now and hopefully doing a few vlogs. So let's see what happens. But matching up against AC Milan is a blessing in disguise. It's now time to see what Leao does against us. Hopefully we can sign Leao before that even becomes a thing, in my opinion. So let's see what happens. But anyway, Salzburg, Milan, and us. Yeah, decent games. Dortmund. Okay, so Dortmund, Sevilla, and Man City. So Man City are easily going to be breezing past. But to be fair, they're breezing past most teams in Europe. But in terms of like the footballing spectacle, in terms of the teams facing against each other, I'm liking the balance right now. I think like this Champions League should be quite exciting. Of course, Real Madrid last season, I think one of the greatest ever Champions League wins. I mean, the storylines, the comebacks, the goals, the moments. I mean, it was literally an entire movie last season for Real Madrid. So let's hope that they don't win it again. But anyway, where's Hudson-Odoi's club? Hudson-Odoi could be playing against Atletico Madrid and Porto in Group B. So yeah, the balance is balancing. Brian, are you releasing a video later? The video is ready. So literally after this stream's over, I'll be posting it live. So you guys stay tuned for the new News Daily video. Okay, Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon. Okay. So that's Group E currently, you guys. Milan, us, and Salzburg. Sporting, Tottenham, Frankfurt, Group D. Not too bad, not too bad. But I'm looking forward to seeing Salzburg. Of course, we get to see Sechko up close and personal. You know, I like the model they have there in terms of how they integrate a lot of youth players and how they become like a great stepping stone club now for a lot of like young teams now to make their names in Europe. Shame that they've lost guys like Adeyemi and stuff, but it's a conveyor belt at that club. Anyway, Shakhtar Donetsk. Madrid again. But I mean, last season, Shakhtar got, I think, a surprise win at the Bernabeu with a great performance. So that should be quite another nice offensive attacking game. But anyway, Inter Milan, please, Group C. Oscar, any tips about the way of Aubameyang now? Don't worry, news video coming out soon. El Vidu, people don't understand how mad it is that Real Madrid beat the top three in the Prem. Yes, I mean, like I said, it was a movie moment for them. It's like one of the best ever Champions League wins. But anyway, Group C, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, and Barcelona. All right, that is the group of death for this year's Champions League. Yo, that's gonna be a mad group. Mad group. Oh, Group C, yeah. Stambino, yeah. The Group C is looking like a Mazza right now. 8 teams left. So let's see who we have, of course, in the final pot. There are options right here, you guys. Marseille, Club Brugge, Celtic, Victoria Pleasant, Maccabi Haifa, and I think Rangers now. And who are the other winners? I think it was Copenhagen. I need to find out, to be fair. I need to find an updated image because there's no way I'm remembering that. Okay, so that was Zagreb. They went through. And so did Victoria Pleasant, Club Brugge, Maccabi Haifa as well too. I think which one's Copenhagen? And Copenhagen. Okay. I think Copenhagen would be quite nice, to be fair. Like, I know another guy, of course, Mr. Joe Tweedy living there as well too. Could be quite nice to go up there to link up with him. Let's see what happens. But let me use this updated image. I didn't realize that the port image I had here was like a little bit old. My bad. Nearly done, nearly done. So you guys, port 4. What team do you want to see drawn in port 4? I don't mind Copenhagen. I think that'd be quite nice, to be fair. Celtic. Well, do you want Jalabert to sign for Inter or stay? I think if let's say worst comes to worst, we can't sign any defenders. I'd just keep the guy. You know, if we can't get Jalabert, it makes no sense. If we can't get Fofana, it makes no sense to go for Maguire's and Webster's and stuff like that. I think it's a bit ridiculous to keep things real. Okay. Group F. Okay. Shakhtar, Madrid, Celtic. I mean, for Celtic fans to get Real Madrid's could be a movie moment for them too. Come on, Yaya, give us something good. Marseille. Okay, Marseille, Sporting, Frankfurt, Spurs. Hey, it's not too bad. Be pretty difficult for Spurs. Ober will bring us a great season. Let's hope, man. Joshua, big up Nini. Massive respect for your work. Appreciate that. Era Honan. Right, I'm actually destroying your name. Why is Tuchel going after Fofana? We have Jalaba. Yep, for sure. We'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, Copenhagen. I have a feeling we might get them in Group E. I would not be surprised by that, to keep things real. Man City, Sevilla, Dortmund, Copenhagen. Okay, that's easy for them then. We have a balanced group. Yeah, definitely a balanced group. President Jafar, respect, bro. We're facing AC Milan. I'm liking the sound of that. Why can't we get a creative midfielder? I don't think there's many options in the market right now, to keep things real. But who are we going to possibly get? Club Brugge. Hey, Belgium's quite local. I just want a team that's local, you know? I want to know that during the midweek games, the team won't travel too far to, travel to the next country to play in the Champions League. I don't want to be traveling too far, you know? I used to hate, like, when we used to travel to Russia. You're playing really early, it's really cold, it's not ideal. Like, it felt like whenever we played against Russian teams, for example, we'd come back and the form wasn't the same. Like, imagine we get what's the Maccabi Haifa. I'm also like kind of anticipating that as well. to be honest. Three more teams left. Rangers FC. Ooh. How do you guys feel about Rangers though? I mean, of course they can't play against us. What am I talking about? I'm guessing Group A. But Liverpool, Ajax. Yeah, I had a feeling Group A. This week we have cover back. Will make a massive difference. A trip to Israel. I mean, yeah, could be interesting as well. I know people in Israel. Dinamo Zagreb, Croatia is pretty beautiful as well too. Zagreb, Painini, love your work. Keep up. Thank you, Clickbait man. Really appreciate that. Thank you, man. I mean, Croatia. I've always wanted to go to Croatia. I literally have always wanted to go. So let's see. Yeah, of course. Okay, Dynamo Zagreb. Okay, so we're going to Croatia then. So in terms of holiday destinations, it's not too bad. The teams we're drawn against. Okay, so that's complete then. All right, let's go. That's it. Group E is complete. How's everyone feeling right now? Liverpool have a very difficult one. We're going to Croatia. Yeah, could be pretty fun. I've been to Israel and it's an awesome place. Yeah, I hear it's really beautiful as well too. The Red Sea, of course, the culture and stuff like that. So I think Maccabi, who's Group H again? I can't even remember now. Okay, so I'm just updating the graphics a little bit now. So bear with me, you guys. Obviously, need to update it now that we found out who the group's going to be. So I'm feeling quite confident then about our chances and hopes then. So it would take like an absolute disaster for us to not qualify as leaders and top this group. Come on, hurry up, Premier Pro. Not a crazy group, decent, yeah. Jamie Fry, Croatia, sick, bro. Gotta go to Plitvice Lakes if you do. Ooh, okay. I know you guys are definitely the guys to come to in terms of knowing what to do when I'm there. Yeah, it should be sick. Hopefully, a few other Chelsea content creators might even be up for like traveling there as well too. I was thinking we've been all doing this for years now, so like for us to go together once would be, would be quite fun to be fair. Let's see what happens with that one. But I'm gonna update the graphics now. So as you guys can see on screen, this is Group E. AC Milan, us, Dynamo Zagreb, and Salzburg as well too. MB7, PSV could breeze through the CL with Goetze as a manager. Yeah, I mean he knows how to play attacking football. He knows how to play good football. I mean, the form Neymar's on currently is not making any sense. And we know that when the World Cup's coming, you see a different type of energy from Neymar. So they're definitely a team you don't want to be ready against. Now they have a midfield now that can actually supplement their offense. So for me, Paris Saint-Germain are one of the favourites now in the Champions League, just based on how they're playing, players in their form, as well as their investments. I mean, Sanchez, an incredible signing to make for them. I mean, yeah, they're looking serious. But that is currently it, you guys. The awards. How do you guys feel about these type of you know, UEFA awards? Part of me feels like, I don't know. If I was a player, would I be that gas? I'm not too sure, to be fair. Paris Saint-Germain could have it difficult in the Champions League if they're playing one-way football. But I mean, if you've got geniuses executing that type of football, it makes things completely different though, you know? Radu, anything Neil Rafael, stay tuned for the news daily video. It's going to be dropping after the stream, you guys. Grimy will be interesting to see how Barca will be this year. I know that Xavi's been doing some interesting things with the formation. It's kind of like a back three. I know why Kunde's important now, because he'll be like that auxiliary, you know, wides in the back when they're off the ball. And then he'll push up to be like a fullback as well too, because he's really good at carrying the ball forward and very comfortable in midfield. So I think Barcelona will definitely be a bigger test and challenge. And actually, nearly every team has improved. I think even look at Inter Milan, bringing back Lukaku with Martinez as well too. I feel like it could be even harder this year, actually, for any team who wants to try and win the tournament this year. Okay, I don't know what I've done here. Okay, one sec, boys. Just updating the graphics now. Okay, I'll answer some of your questions before I bounce and keep things moving. What are you guys saying over here? Nan leads for winning the group. Okay, cool. Barca getting packed. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Some of the football they're playing, especially on the counter attack as well too. You know, Xavi's doing some interesting things at Barca. Did you guys see that charity game with Man City too last night? Some great goals, some great moments to play too. Alistair Sword, a good draw for us. Come on, you Blues, 100%, 100%. This is like the perfect draw for us, where hopefully it'll give us the opportunity to still focus our attentions on the league. You know, with Man City, they're starting the season well as they always do. Liverpool currently not being the team that they can be as well too. Things would be completely different with how we're looking at our league form. Like if it wasn't for the referee Anthony Taylor robbing us against Spurs, we'd have 7 points right now. So I'm gonna kind of see Leeds as like an anomaly and not holding to it too much. You know, we've got deals coming through right now. Leicester, probably the perfect time to play against a Leicester City team that aren't that great. Lots of unmotivated players as well too. Lots of guys that ideally wanted to leave. So it feels like the perfect time to kind of regain some ground now. So I like that this group isn't gonna potentially take too much of our focus. And hopefully we should see some rotation at times as well too, to give us more fresh legs in the league. So yeah, let's see what happens with that one. Curtis, yes, Nini, love the vids. I got the new home top from the Chelsea Mega Store. I mean, how do you find the new home top, man? Like for me, now that I have it, it's not as bad as I originally thought. So all these kits kind of grow on me, to be honest. So yeah, man, congrats on your new purchase. Let's hope that it brings some luck to us for this season. Up to your music, Blue Lines at Chelsea channel. Thanks, man. David Gordon. Who are you feeling coming in before the window closes? Well, I'm kind of hoping that we can. I'm praying. I'm hoping we can do something impossible now. I'm still gonna cross my fingers for Rafael Leao. You know, with obviously I'll release a video today. It's made me feel optimistic about the potential behind it, and you know we've got crazy amounts of money that we're willing to spend on your Gordons, your De Jongs, your Fofanas. So it does feel like Barley will look to take advantage of opportunities in this window. So I'm going to be optimistic. I'll keep my mind open and see what we do. But you're hoping for a spectacular end to the window currently. But the only thing that kind of kills it a little bit is Anthony Gordon. I'll be real with you guys. I'm not feeling Anthony Gordon whatsoever. And I just don't understand what the plan is going to be, unless it's going to be to like change how he's played. Maybe right wing back. Maybe his game's more tailored towards playing as a wing back once you like simplify his game a lot more. I'm open minded to that. But even for 60 million, you're thinking Livramento next year, you got his buyback for 40 mil. And I just always knew these buybacks are absolute nonsense and they're fake. Because if you really cared about the buyback, why aren't we signing Guy if we can't get for Fana? You know, not once have you heard Guy's name mentioned whatsoever. And this guy was really good last season. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I think Gordon's kind of mids. I don't care about. For me, it's more like a poor man's Mason Mount. Yeah, he presses really high. He's got that intensity. But in terms of things like the end product at times, I mean, the way us fans complain about our guys and lack of end products, you're signing someone that for me isn't on that level right now. He's only played 50 games for Everton as well too. Just I'm not too sure unless it is to do something out of the norm, and we are going to convert him to a new position, which fair enough. But for 60 million, wow, that's a bit mad. Grimy, yeah. Did you see that Haaland dive? My man thought he was Superman. I can't lie, like I've been following Erling Haaland for a while. Like I do have a little soft spot for the player. It's a shame that I'm not seeing him play for us. He would have been like the guy to lead us, you know. But he's already learning under Pep. We know that Pep knows how to get his players to master the dark arts. So we'll see. I'm gonna stay on for like probably 10 more minutes before I end things and then go to releasing this video. And then maybe there could be another video coming out there this evening. But if not, then of course you guys will see my sexy face tomorrow then. Desmond, Rafael Leao will be difficult to sign now since we have to play AC Milan. They will, exactly. This is the annoying thing now. Now that we've drawn against AC Milan, could this potentially scupper something or maybe force them to make us have to pay more money? Who knows? But I think he'd be worth the investment, to be fair. Especially knowing that 2 years left. It's normally an ideal time to make moves to players like that. Radu. Jill, Everton rejected 80 million for Richarlison. Hope they reject... Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, who are you to be rejecting money like that? I mean, come on. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I feel like the money in the Premier League now has just gone to, like, stupid heights where we're letting Hudson-Odoi's go and Pulisic's not even getting a team like that. Better quality players to sign someone worse than these guys for more money. It's baffling me a little bit, to be fair. But Regan, would love to see Reece James play in midfield with Ruben wing-back in some games. I think probably Reece James would prefer to play wing-back or right-back. I don't think he'd be excited to be playing as a right-sided centre-back throughout the season. That's not what he's about, and we know what he brings in the offensive phase. So I hope Tuchel's not going to minimise his game for the sake of team balance when sometimes let quality players ball and play out. I think that's one thing I learned from Real Madrid winning the Champions League last season, actually. Let the quality have that balance of allowing your quality players to shine and express themselves by having that framework in which they know how to play to simplify their game. I think that's the perfect balance. And I think at Chelsea, we have a lot of managers that always prioritise the system first and then the players second. You do get results from that, of course. But in terms of the sustainability, I feel like the reason why it's never sustainable is because eventually, the players aren't really improving. They don't really develop a game. They're just kind of fulfilling roles that was programmed in training, if you know what I mean. Pass here, that passing pattern, make that run here, make that run there. Once you do that a million times, I mean, yeah, it might be ingrained in your muscle memory, but that's not going to make you a better player. Like, how's that going to improve you to, like, be more accurate with your shooting, for example, or to, like, be better with your dribbling and stuff like that? I'm not too sure, to be honest. But moving on to Anafu. Sterling is definitely a marquee signing. Tuchel wants Gordon to unlock Sterling. I need you to explain that one for me. I need to really understand how Anthony Gordon is unlocking Raheem Sterling. Could there be a way? I have to hear it from you. But imagine if, for example, if we signed Anthony Gordon to be right wing back, so Reece James played as a right centre back. Again, I guess I have to keep an open mind to see. But let's not turn this into the Anthony Gordon stream. We've just got our group stage draw has been announced, Group E. Milan, us, Salzburg, down with Zagreb. Let's talk about that. But non-lead. Nini, what's your thoughts on Sechko Fofana from Lens? Seko Fofana from Lens. I'm not completely familiar. I know that he plays the role that we need in midfield, for example. I know that he's got a lot of promise there, but it feels like League One every year there's like a new top DM that comes out. It's like how many regens come out from that league is ridiculous. But Range Rovanini, your views on Ziyech and Pulisic leaving and no updates on Barkley leaving. I don't think any teams want Barkley. I mean, when you're giving a guy like him over 100,000 a week, I mean, you're not really making it easier for clubs who want to buy him to sign him. You know, the player, he's used to a certain type of like lifestyle and a certain type of earning as well too. I mean, to go to lesser clubs, it's going to offer you like half the wages. It's not as attractive, you know. So, I, I, back then when we announced him, I remember I released that little like Brexit thumbnail saying, "Are we turning to Brexit FC signing Ross Barkley?" I just knew from day one he was never going to do nothing here, and literally proven right. So, it doesn't make sense. Moving on to Bruninho. Why do you think we're not seeing proactive Tuchel anymore, like in the beginning, with hard-time subs and whatnot? Game at Leeds, we were losing the midfield all game long. You're right. You're thinking in the first half. I think it's because, and I know where Tuchel's coming from, we kind of lost the game in like 5 minutes from our own fault, from our own mistakes. Mendy, with one of the biggest L's of the season, the set piece conceded afterwards, I think the game plan was out the window. So then I guess he's thinking, what do I do now? If I reinforce the mid, is that going to do much? I mean, yeah. I think winning the midfield battle will give you more options to push men forwards. I liked how we started the second half by moving to a 4-3-3, but I think we lost the game in the end when Tuchel was forcing it by bringing on Ziyech and Pulisic, where it's just like, just keep the 4-3-3. Like, worst thing we could do is find ourselves coming back to get a draw at least. It felt like we were getting a few more men forward, but I don't know. When I'm seeing Ruben being the DM, so other guys can get forward, it doesn't make that much sense to me, to be fair. But moving on to Granit Razak, if we sign Fofana and Jalaba leaves, it feels like going a bit backwards. Since Fofana and Cooley are replacing Christensen and Rudy Spots, hopefully Jalaba stays. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much better Fofana really is compared to Jalaba. I know I have to accept that because, I don't know, one's worth more money and stuff like that. But I mean, that season he had at Leicester was like 2 years ago. You know, it's not like it's a recent thing. It's not like he built off any form last season. I mean, he just came back. I mean, credit to him. He had a nasty leg break. He came back, was available, but he's still a player that needs a bit more experience as well. So he's lucky that he'll cost so much money that he'll definitely get the game time to play and to grow and improve. But I think it'll be very interesting to see the comparisons. Like, for example, Koulibaly. I think at the start, a lot of the fan base was getting a bit too carried away by suggesting that Koulibaly is just leagues above Rudiger. When actually you're seeing that Koulibaly's like positioning off the ball at times, you know, giving away silly fouls a bit easily. We weren't seeing Rudiger doing that at all for 18 months. You know, the guy was literally destroying men down the left-hand sides, was marshalling people as well too, wasn't flinging himself for nothing. He got forward really well too. Maybe Koulibaly, I don't know, the crispness of the passing between the lines. Rudiger was also doing that as well too. I mean, this is what I mean. I need to actually wait for these guys to come to really compare and see what they're offering and what they're bringing, to be fair. But moving on to DIY Singh. What was your solution for our current goal scoring problems? Bro, if I was to actually give you like my proper solutions, we'd be here for like 15-20 minutes because there's layers to this stuff. But maybe as a separate video, I think it might be time. It might be time for something like that. Moving on to Will. Fofana too expensive, Gordon too expensive. We are going backs for the team. I mean, you're potentially looking at like, what, £140 million on Gordon and Fofana? 140 million. What about guys like Tap Sober, for example, from Leverkusen? I mean, maybe he needs a bit more refinement to his game. I think a few of these guys do. But you know you're not going to be paying 80 million for Tap Sober. And if it doesn't work out, then you know that you can probably move him on a bit easier in that sense. Tall, very good on the ball as well too. Fofana's a bit of a mad one for me. But I guess we'll have to see. I know eventually over the years he might come good, of course. That is what you're paying for. But we've signed a lot of guys around the similar age for big money. I'm looking at Kai Havertz, and I'm not really seeing the game plan for Kai to really level up and be the player he's supposed to be. And right now, he's getting a lot of hate in the fan base because it's just like, I don't know, I feel like we're taking him at face value. And I just feel like we've never really like created those conditions for Kai to really be successful. But moving on to Crumply Pizza, very, very interesting name. But thank you, bro. Nini, how are you feeling about Salzburg's young centre back Andy Felterbush? Big potential there. To be honest, man, I've never even heard of him before. So you've given me someone to research and to look into. You know, a lot of times when I'm doing this every single season, I like to refresh myself, like to consume a lot of football, understand who are the new guys coming through, what they're about. Maybe you can give us some insight behind Andy Felderbush. I'm not too sure. Moving on to Wade Davids. Chelsea's success in the Abramovich era began with signing Makelele. Madrid's been on a decline after selling him, correct? We need a DM at the moment, so I don't understand the crazy money for everyone except Declan Rice. Like, I know we made some inquiries and stuff, but do you feel like West Ham are just like, nope, not happening at all? Considering that they're looking at a few of our players and guys, it felt like there could have been some business, right? Maybe we could have forced Declan Rice to have to do something as well too. He would have been someone I think to allow us to play with a DM. But I do have to say as well to you guys, I also think N'Golo Kante as a DM option makes a lot of sense as well. I mean, how many times throughout the past 18 months have we seen players playing in unfamiliar positions that hasn't really disrupted the team like that? I mean, if you told us 2 years prior that you'd see Loftus-Cheek playing as a wingback, everyone would just be laughing at you and calling you a dickhead, basically. We've seen millions of players use our position, like your Hudson-Odois, your Pulisic, your ZX. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on and on. Why not just use Kante as a DM for now? At least he's not going to be getting into like crunching tackles, and hopefully at least he gets a bit more rest, knowing that, okay, if that unlocks the midfield a bit more, because you know Kovac can play in the midfield three, you know that Modric, Mount, Ruben, Gallagher, a lot of these guys kind of shine a bit more. I've never understood why Kante can't be seen as a DM option at times. I'm not too sure, to be fair. But anyway, Crumply Pizza, just a bit of funny. Being a fan for a while, love your content. Thanks, bro. And yeah, sorry for ruining the joke. I didn't get it. Let me say that again. Andy Felterbush. Andy Felterbush. Andy Felder what? Ah, sorry, man. It's not computing right now, but I'm sure it's a funny one. My brain's not working right now. Regan. Watching how City play, I think Lampard had a good vision with Kai as an 8. Yeah, I also thought that was a good vision too. And it's kind of funny because Maurizio Sarri said the same thing a while back too when he was interviewed after leaving us, saying he probably would have used Kai Havertz as a number 8 as well. You know, Kai is one of those very moldable players that can do a lot more. And I feel like the one thing we don't see in particular at all is his weight of pass. And we can't forget when he first came, we saw this guy play a few nice through balls in behind with sick weight. And it's just like, if you just want Kai to make runs up behind all the time and hold the ball up and go for aerials, it's just like, feels like a massive waste of the guy's ability, in my opinion, you know? Like, if he was at Bayern Munich, there's no way Havertz would be playing like how he's playing for us right now. If he went to Real Madrid, there's no way that he's playing that way at all either. So we have to see what happens with that one. But I thought that he would get unlocked actually when Tuchel came. So it's been a bit of a disappointing that I haven't really seen Havertz really evolve and do more. And I'm hoping this is the season that he actually shines a bit more. And, you know, let's see what happens with that one. But for Hasnini, why couldn't we draw Porto in the group? I mean, that would have been the one, to be fair. I don't know why it had to be AC Milan. It's pretty annoying, to be honest. But still, though, in terms of destinations, holiday destinations, I think we picked a few of the best clubs, to be fair. Austria, very nice. Croatia, very nice. Milan. I mean, yeah, Milan's always a vibe. Okay, yes, Chelsea, Baba. How you doing, man? Good to see you here. Tuchel limits players, that's the facts. I think there's definitely a discussion there. I just wish that sometimes football conversation wasn't always so black and white, where it's just like, you know, there's some fans that once they hear a little bit of criticism, their mind automatically goes to, you hate Tuchel, you're the enemy, what do you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, come on, man. We've been talking about football our whole lives. Of course, we know a bit about the game. No one should, you know, start questioning what they know and stuff like that. It's a discussion. I don't understand why discussions always turn into offense to some people. It doesn't really make sense. Um, okay. Andy felt her bush. Okay, thank you for that, Curse. Okay, okay. Moving on though to Elias. Elias K. This is why I'm kind of disappointed that out and out wingers like Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi are seemingly like the ones on the way out. I know. And like, if this is my thing is like, if Callum goes out on loan as well too, yeah, he comes back next season. We don't play with wingers, so he's back to square one again. So I don't understand why we're pretending that we don't want to buy, like an option to buy in these loan deals, because what's he really going to come back to if wingers can't really ball out? Doesn't make any sense. Giggs, Kante dribbles better than most of our attackers. Nah, for sure, for sure. But I've just seen a million players have to play out of position for the team. I kind of feel like we have an option in Kante where if we had to sacrifice this game a little bit for the team, I mean, everyone else has to. And it feels like he's probably the best one we have currently that could actually be a good DM foundation for us. And I don't know why that's not explored enough. I think that easily could be explored. And we saw it before in that great 3 month spell under Frank Lampard's, where the team was working nicely together. We all forget some of the nice football we played during that time and players were fully fit and ready. I still remember that. And it really worked. And a lot of times when we're off the ball defending, Kante's there screening the defence already. And he's one of our best guys at screening the defence. And we're like defending off the ball anyway. So I kind of feel like it's quite translatable for Kante. You got Mount as a left on the left hand side, dropping deeper to the left channel. He's very good at doing that. We know he can play a vertical pass, a switch ball, all these types of things that he can't do because he's like a space investigator looking to, get the wing back up the fields and do whatever. I don't know. I just feels like, is it as effective anymore? And will Mount become a world-class player playing this way forever? Will Kai become a world-class player playing this way forever? I'm not too sure, to be honest. Jamal Gonzalez, Ampadu can be a DM. I think with Ampadu, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did have hopes for him. I don't think pre-season was enough opportunity for him to really shine. But even when he did play, I was seeing a lot of passes not on target at times, or the wrong decision here, there. Maybe the nerves kicked in. I'm not too sure. It's a shame we never got to see him really tested as a DM. That's probably a role that could suit him, but maybe he didn't win over Tuchel during pre-season. So I'm not gonna deny the fact that that can't happen as well. But yeah, it feels like now Ampadu's future's kind of away from us, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets one more loan and then next year gets sold or something. So let's see. I'm hoping he gets a good loan move at least, to be honest with you. But Tuchel hasn't turned him for anything currently. Eziaf, hey Nini, you think our strike issue is a systematic problem? I think it's systematic. I mean, after you see a million strikers here, let's not pretend all these strikers that were here were terrible. I mean, I think you only really feel that if you take everything you see here at face value. But let's not pretend like we're like the be all end all type of football club where, our standards are just so high that only like the special chosen ones are able to play for us in this style of football. I mean, that's a bit unrealistic in my opinion. We sign a lot of guys that's good at running into spaces and we don't supply them with nothing. That was my main issue. That's the main thing. I think sometimes we should just take what the footballers themselves actually say in interviews. I mean, Timo Werner kind of spilled the beans himself once he re-signed for Salzburg. Listen, we don't play into spaces. We don't play quickly enough for possession. That's not going to help my game. That's the reality behind why. So you look at the other teams when they're playing, they kind of find their forwards very quickly. That's the key thing they're able to do that we don't do. And look at Raheem Sterling. The guys are getting as many opportunities as he would be getting at Man City if he was there. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a system one. But I don't think Tuchel is that naive to, or that stubborn to just keep on playing this way forever. I think he will. I'm expecting there to be some further tweaks made, to be fair. But moving on. Benedict's Chukwuemeka, Broya. I mean, Broya's an interesting one. We haven't really seen him play much. With Aubameyang coming through now, I don't really see Broya getting that much game time at all, to be honest. Even Ivan Toney, listen, we had Giroud, we had lots of great target men, and as we should remember, like all these strikers were isolated up front, had no service, they're getting bare minimal touches in the game. if you have a target man, you need someone to play close to them. That's just how it works, you know. When we had Drogba, you used to see Lampard making runs off of Drogba every single time. When Giroud was at Arsenal, you had Ramsey doing the same thing, making runs in behind. That's, that's, yeah, like different roles complement to make both players better. I just feel like that is the thing I don't see with us at times. I feel like if the game's in our favour, we'll get a lot more wins and losses naturally. But when the game is not in our favour, then I feel like we kind of all just kind of feel that, okay, we're not really going to get back into games. So that's kind of my stance on things, to be fair. But to end things, let's talk about the group stage draw a bit more. Actually, no, why do I keep saying that? I think there's nothing left to say, to be fair. We know who we're playing against. We're feeling confident that we're going to get this win against these teams and top the group. I'm expecting we do that. If we don't, then there'll be serious issues there. But I feel like everything's quite local and quite easy for us to travel to, so that shouldn't really affect like season form. But I'm going to be here probably for another like 5 minutes before I bounce, keep things moving. Jamal Gonzalez, Nini, we should go for Kone. Maybe be interesting, but I'd have to see a bit more, to be honest. Red Star FC, Todd and Thomas Tuchel is building for the future, correct. Not short term. Todd knows a lot of players needed to fix Chelsea. I mean, we'll find out, because I think that if we get most of these players signed before the window ends, I think it's one of the biggest windows in our club's history by the time this window ends. So we can't forget that. So I can't hear any more excuses about, we still need players. No, no, no. We don't need any more players, yeah? Maybe a handful that you can look towards next season. Maybe you're signing 1-2 top players to add. But if it becomes another summer or another season where end next season we're still saying the same things about players not being good enough, that won't be the answer for me. Moving on to Mash. Hey man. Hey Nini, do you think Tuchel is biased against certain players? I don't think biased. Definitely not biased. I just think that with managers, yeah, every manager has their own personal philosophy and they're not going to change that. You know what I mean? So if you sign Tuchel, you sign him knowing fully well that he plays a possession style positional game. And I feel like with the previous boards, they only looked at the trophies that was won. They never thought about the style of football the manager was bringing. And that's why you see inconsistencies between some managers fully backed with the players they need and some never being backed. I think the craziest example I've ever seen was all that money we spent on Villas-Boas back in the day to sign none of the players he needed. And then he got sacked a few months later. That type of like corporate nonsense really gets on my nerves, because it's like that could have been completely avoided if you knew what you're buying into. So this is what I mean. Todd Bowley is giving Tuchel all the keys now and fully buying into his brand of football. That's why we're getting a lot of the players we're getting. That's why Raheem Sterling was signed. So I guess we could really, really like fairly judge Tuchel for this season, and then we'll see what happens and how effective it is. So I mean, there's still a lot of the seasons to go. It's just started. I don't have any strong opinions about Tuchel out and all that nonsense. I don't think Tuchel out at all. Like I said, we deserve to beat Spurs. We absolutely outplayed them. And then you're looking at 7 points for the start of the league, and it's not too bad. 7 points, yeah. So let's just be a bit patient and let's give at least a month or two, because if new signings come, they're going to need some time to bed in and understand their teammates. So I think, Tuchel mentioned for a reason transition. And I think the reason why Tuchel mentioned transitional year is because the players will need time to get to know each other. And I think already seeing Cucurella and Koulibaly, they need a lot more time to build an understanding between each other. Because for me currently, the understanding is not as strong right now. They're playing offside traps all the time. The positions are too far apart. They're not getting tight enough as a group to stop crosses inside the box and stuff like those little details that are small, but they are very significant and they do matter. So for me, that's what transitional year means. We have to be patient and let these guys grow. And as long as we get Champions League football and hopefully some cup runs and some silverware, I think we have to accept that'll be another season for us. But moving on to Dadir. Should we have a new coach? I'm tired of the way we're playing. I'll be honest, you guys who've been watching me, I've been tired of the way we play. I think it's very boring at times. Big games, it comes alive. When teams want to play football against us, then it's a lot more entertaining. But most of the time, that's not the case. Most of the times, it can be a bit samey, like the same passing moves. the same wing back plays, the same crosses in the books. It's just like, oh my god, bruv. I know it's about winning and stuff too, but my personal thing always is this game is so expensive that for me, I demand a bit of entertainment at times because it costs so much money. It's a big sacrifice as well too, you know. That has to be something brought in as well. But that's only my opinion, yeah. That's only my opinion. But yeah, you guys, I think that could be the time for me to bounce now, and definitely keep things moving a lot more now. I want to release this new Zelly video, and I actually want to go make dinner tonight and eat because I'm very hungry right now. So hope you guys enjoyed staying with me again. Apologies for the impromptu stream and the delays. It's one of those days, to be fair, man. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. I might, if there's time, I might do another Q&A stream. If you guys want to do, if you want to see me come back tonight to do a Q&A stream, you have to let me know in the comments now so I can come back later on, you know, replenish myself, eat, and come back to answer your guys' questions. So on that note, thanks you guys. See you soon, and get ready because I'm about to release the new Zeddy video now in the next 2 minutes.